I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, and I welcome you to my channel. You've probably seen a lot of the different videos coming through about my interviews and conversations with other people about many different topics. And so it's been a while since I've done a video just myself, and it feels a little bit odd. I'm like, what am I doing here? But I think I really wanted to do this videos because I really feel like this is a really important topic, and I know that I struggle with it myself. And considering that I've been working on myself and thinking about these issues for so long, and I still struggle with it, I can imagine there's a lot of people struggling with it even more so than I am. And so I really truly wanted to do a video about this because I think if we can get over this hurdle as INFJs, we could be a billion times better off. And I mean a billion times better off. um, and so the issue is very simple. It is that even though we are feelers, and we truly are feelers, INFJs are the epitome of feelings. I feel like we might be like 90% feelings and 10% water, like that's how much feeling we are. But even though we are feeling people, we won't come across as feeling people. Actually, in a lot of cases, we'll come across as thinking people, logical, rational, cold, aloof, robotic. These are all the words that have been used to describe INFJs, and that words that people use to describe me. And I'll just be looking at them and thinking, wow, I mean, you're right. I don't display it as I should, or I don't talk about it as I should, but I truly am a feeler, and I do feel, and I'm not robotic. I try to be robotic because I think it's so much easier to be robotic. And I think that's where our roboticness comes from, is like, we're so tired of feeling. We're so exhausted by all our feelings because we don't know how to digest them. We don't know how to deal with them. We don't know how to just feel without completely losing ourselves in it and just going berserk. And so there's a lot of issues that come up for us as feelers. And then, of course, our primary way of dealing with uncomfortable stuff in general is running away. And that's what we do as INFJs. We run away. The door slam is a prime example of that. And so, how do we run away from feelings? Well, we stop feeling. Even if we are feeling, we ignore them. We pretend like we're not feeling. We pretend like we're logical about it. We act aloof. We act cold. We act cold even though we don't feel like it on the inside. We might be burning or might be sad and depressed on the inside, but on the outside, we're completely staid. We're completely like stoic. You can't even see it. And of course, what ends up happening is that we use different behaviors to feel, on the other side, where I see a lot of energy saying this, I listen to really sad music to feel, or I'll watch really sad movies to feel, or, I'll sit in my room and I'll cry by myself just to feel all those emotions, to let them come up to the surface and let them dissipate, because they're just inside of us and we're holding on to them, not letting them go in the appropriate moment, because in that moment we were stoic. And so we have to do all these other things, the worst of them being numbing. We numb ourselves. So we'll, read a lot of manga like I do sometimes to numb myself, or we'll eat a lot of food that's bad for us, or we'll sleep a lot, watch a lot of TV, or other things that we do, work a lot. I've done that many times as well. I'm pretty sure I still do it, in order to not feel, in order to not be vulnerable, in order to not feel that sadness that's coming up, that comes up a lot for INFJs, or that despair or hopelessness that sometimes comes over us when we meet a lot of terrible people in a row, and we're like, losing hope for humanity. And so, of course, we do all these things on the side to feel instead of actually being in the moment and feeling. And how do we do that? Like, is it even possible for an INFJ to do that? And the reason I wanted to share this video, or actually do this video, is because I'm going to be doing a webinar soon about this exact thing, and I'll share the link below, obviously. But I'm going to be doing an experiential webinar where you actually, will lie down and I'll guide you through a meditation, sort of meditation, where we'll go into our feelings and feel them in our bodies. Because I think the primary way that we can, as INFJs, get over this non-feeling attitude of ours where we don't even use feeling words anymore. A lot of times I'll be like, I think, whereas actually really I feel is a real appropriate thing for it, because I do feel a lot more than I think, even though I try to pretend like I think a lot more than I feel, right? And so, I want to kind of guide you through this thing where we go into our bodies and we get out of this space here, this mind that we have, that this like imagination, which is very powerful. It can totally take us over. And I want to get out of this space and kind of come into our bodies, which are much more intelligent. And literally, truly, it is where we feel. We might think that we feel here in our heads, but a lot of feelings, emotions actually come from the body. It comes from the gut. It comes from our second brain. It comes from our heart. It comes from our shoulders when they get tense. It comes from our belly when it gets clenched, or our fists when they get angry or tense. So it comes from our body, and then our body, our mind interprets our body's reaction, our physiological reaction, and then it says, okay, so I think Boom is angry right now because her fists are clenched. And then we realize, okay, we're angry because our mind realizes through our body's reaction, that we're angry, right? So I really want to do this. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I really want to do this experiential webinar where I kind of guide you through this and get you back into your body to really feel what's actually going on with you. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that in that moment you might be feeling something really emotional or really big. It might just be something simple. It could just be as simple as, hey, I'm actually hungry. Actually, I'm starving, but because I'm not connected to my body, I don't feel it. It could be as simple as that. Or, I'm thirsty. My body's telling me I'm thirsty. I'm dehydrated, actually. But because I ignore my body and I pretend like nothing's happening, I am actually not able to feel that in the moment. So it could be as simple as that, really. It's not simple, but truly, if you say dehydration, I mean, it's actually really bad. Because at that point, your body's already kind of like very thirsty, and your brain's doesn't have enough water to function, and your body doesn't have enough water to function. So you really should be drinking enough water throughout the day. But that's another story. But it could be a very simple emotion, and as I've said many times before, the reason why I love being a feeler is, first of all, everyone who I meet who's a thinker always says, I wish I could feel more. And secondly, why I love it is because if you can control it, like if you can be the master of it, if you can not let it take you over, if you can actually just feel it and lean into it in the moment and not be afraid of it, it can truly be a signpost, a guidepost, like a crossroads into going into that destination, that place that you want to get to. It truly is telling you a lot. Our emotions are, they're not just there for a random reason. They're not there to confuse us. They're not there to make us feel annoyed or frustrate us, even though it might feel like that in the moment. They're not there for that reason. They're there for a very particular reason. Anger comes up because our boundaries are being crossed. Sadness comes up because we have had a loss or we're grieving something. Depression comes up because we're not living to our authentic self. I mean, that's just obviously, I'm just giving examples here, and it could be different for each person. So it truly is about, kind of going deeper into the emotion and figuring out, okay, why am I feeling like this right now, right? I was just sitting around doing my thing, and all of a sudden I had this emotion come up. Where is it coming from? Why did it come up? What did I read that caused me to feel this emotion? What did I do that caused me to feel this emotion? What did someone else do that caused me to feel that emotion? What did I end up noticing, subconsciously perhaps even, or intuitively, that made me feel this emotion? And unless we analyze it, we'll never know, because we'll just rush through it and we'll be like, all right, I don't have time to feel this emotion right now. I'm too busy. Well, if you could just take 10 seconds and really be in your body and realize, okay, what's going on? Then you wouldn't have to numb yourself later in the day using pizza and chocolate and coffee or whatever else you use, because you don't want to feel that emotion that's coming up. And even though people say that emotionality is the weakness, I really don't think so. The more I read about it, the more I feel about it, the more I feel into it, the more I realize being emotional, or feeling emotions, I'm not saying being emotional, but feeling emotions and just really truly leaning into it is actually very courageous, and it can be actually a huge source of strength for us, even though we like to believe the opposite. So I know this is a very long video already, but I hope that you will come to the webinar. And also, if you just register, I'll send you like a recording to it, so you can listen to it after, and then you can give me feedback if you like, or don't have to. But I truly believe if you are a person who has a little bit of a hard time feeling their emotions or feeling their feelings, and I think a lot of people nowadays do, because we're told over and over again that feeling is bad, feelings are weaknesses. Be a thinker, be logical, be rational. Don't be a feeler. Even if you're not an INFJ, I'm sure every other feeler has been told this, or non-feeler as well has been told this. That's why we all become thinkers. We all pretend to be thinkers because it's more accepted by society. So I hope you will come and take advantage of this, or register at least so you can get the recording. And I just wanted to do this as an experiment of sorts and see if people like it. And if people do like it, I'll do more of these. But yeah, I'm really excited about it, and I hope that it'll be useful for you. That's the main purpose of everything that I do, is I hope it's useful to you. So thank you again for listening, for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.